away the fluff and get straight to the heart of the game. From the hottest plays on the court to the controversies off it. We're breaking it all down with unfiltered takes and raw honesty. No sugarcoating, no holding back. Just real talk for real fans. Let's get into it.
Hey everybody, welcome. I'm your girl Keisha with Cut the Ish. Please, as you come and listen to this video, hit the like button for me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe today. I am on the road to 1,500 subscribers, and I'm at 1,335. So please hit the subscribe button, but most importantly, hit the like button so YouTube know you love my content. We're going to talk some WNBA basketball today. We're going to talk about this Candace Parker and Cheryl Miller interview with Keyshawn Johnson. I got my boy Duval here with me. You ready, Duval?
Mr. Duval is in the building, and happy 4th of July to everybody that's out there, and thank you for taking the time out to view this video.
Thank you. Happy 4th. I hope y'all being very safe out there with the firecrackers. Don't be blowing off no fingers or nothing like that. Drink and be merry, but please be safe. So here we go. Duval, I think the way we should approach this is we should just listen to the interview a little bit, and then we'll talk about it right after. How about that?
I got you. You the boss.
All right. Let's hit it. Let's see what we... All right, guys. We listened to that, and we got to talk about it, so make sure we don't get in trouble with YouTube before we go to the next video. But I'm going to let Duval go first. Let me know what your first initial thoughts were when you heard that part of the conversation about Caitlin Clark and Angel.
First and foremost, I checked my Instagram message. I marked it at 40 minutes and 23 seconds. That's on you, not on me. So
I cut out my snafu. Keep going.
But I would say this, and I'm gonna get a little bit more detail as we go along in this video. But my initial reaction is like, man, they really gave Caitlin her props, her respect, her flowers, and they just dismiss Angel like she's nothing. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm gonna get more deep in detail how I feel and why I feel the way I feel. But like I said, they could have really boosted Angel more than they did. Now, did they owe Angel that? No, but at the same time, don't dismiss this African American woman like say she's the 33rd ranked player or she's some sixth man off the bench. She is a contributing factor to the WNBA, not only from a fan standpoint, but from a player standpoint, and how she contribute to the game from a like I said, from a college to the pros. So what I'm saying, that should have been respected.
Look, for me, I understand where you're coming from. I understand completely where you're coming from, Duval, but I want to make sure we are cognizant of that these two women, be it I might not agree with them, Cheryl Miller and Candace Parker, they might not view her as a generational talent, and I'm okay with that. Now, with the word phrasing they use a whole bunch of adjectives to talk about Caitlin Clark and kind of talked about Angel in an afterthought kind of a way. And maybe that's just the way they feel about the situation. But I want everybody to know that they are entitled to their opinion. If they don't think she's a generational talent at this time, they're entitled to that opinion. At least they gave her props for contributing to women's basketball being on this rise, because Candace Parker even said herself that she 100% believed that their rivalry, their auras, them being them, has contributed to the rise of women's basketball. When we get to the basketball part of it, if they don't feel like her game is generational, it could be a couple of things. It could be that they have seen in their mind, thinking as a forward, they have seen this type of forward before in Angel Reese, which, as you know, me and you believe that she is a generational talent. So they are entitled to their opinion. I don't agree with their generational talent with Caitlin Clark because I have seen people hoisting up threes, but you got to understand sometimes with the three ball flowing like it does from her, yes, it's exciting. So sometimes you get caught up in the hype, but I want to make sure everybody out there knows that these ladies have the right to their own opinion. Even Cheryl Swoops had an opinion that I didn't agree with before the draft about Angel, and has since turned around because she like, oh, I think I was a little off on my assessment. You know what I'm saying? So your opinions can be ever evolving. That's all I would say. I don't like the way they talked about one glowingly and then kind of was an afterthought about the other. But she did say at the end that we're going to see if both ladies live up to the hype of Magic and Bird being legends at the end of this. So I land on that. You see what I'm saying? I just don't want us to end up like the other fan base running around here talking about everybody's hating. Everybody is not hating. Some people are entitled to their opinion.
I will say this. Well, you might as well put me in the cuckoo nest. I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna break
You
it
can
up.
disagree. It's okay.
I'm gonna break it up between the two of them. This is when I'm finna go deep in the rabbit hole. Now, do I think Cheryl Miller was dismissive and hating on Angel? No. But I'm gonna tell you why I think that wasn't the case. I'm gonna tell you why I think she's more glowingly with Caitlyn and not as warm and fuzzy with Angel like she could have been with Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm.
And let's start with this. One, like I said, Caitlyn plays an exciting game. You know, Sabrina Nescu shoot 30-footers and everything too, but she don't shoot them at a rate like Caitlyn does.
Like Caitlyn does, yeah.
So that is an excitement factor for Cheryl. Secondly, like I said, both Cheryl and Candace was considered generational talents. And I think Cheryl has a soft spot for Caitlyn because she was once a generational talent and she know how it feels to have those type of expectations on an individual player. Now, pull up that clip when I got by Cheryl Miller talking about Caitlyn when they was at the All-Star game with all the smoke
On
right
the
here.
fact, right?
So whenever you get back to the beginning, you gotta take the sound off.
Yeah, I will.
We ain't new to this.
Shut your crazy stuff up. You ready?
Already, once you take the sound off, and I'm good to go. Once you ready, I'm
Because
ready.
you know, once you click on it, the sound start going before you can even click. Here we go.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a Black woman and hated because of my
skin.
color.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, and look, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason. And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth.
Right.
And Angel and her got along so well, and watching them practice. And yeah, just get it. And Caitlin's like, just fly, and watching her pass. And I didn't know how talented she was and how well she sees the game in a 3D version. Thinker, defensively a lot better than I thought and gave her credit for. So watching her and just spending a little time. And one thing, guys, that I've learned is to step back and let these kids be themselves. Look, I speak when I'm spoken to. I'm not sitting up there knocking on anybody's door, offering my advice because I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be social media, Instagram this. I don't know what it's like to be bombarded and have to be the breadwinner in the family and be a brand and be worried about what I do or say and everything else, and 24/7 being pulled in so many different directions and not knowing. Throw in the fact that if I'm insecure, if I've got my own mental issues going on, who do I talk to? I don't regret being born when I was.
Right.
So my point exactly when it comes to this situation, Cheryl Miller has a soft spot for Caitlyn because she know how it feels to have expectations and being a person to carry a sport. Like Caitlyn proceed to have to carry a sport. And so I think she's an empath toward Caitlyn because of that. And I want to be mindful when I say this. So please don't take this out of context when I say it this way. Cheryl also grew up in Riverside, California, which until I say the 2000s were mainly predominantly Caucasian. And so
Mhm.
there's a relatability factor in there.
Mhm.
And if you grew up in an environment and the proximity of the people you grew up around are Caucasians, it you might have more of a softened language with them than you would with your own because that was your environment. Not saying Cheryl Miller is racist, so do not take that for when I'm saying this now. I'm just saying relatability wise, because how she grew up and where she grew up, she can relate to somebody like a Caitlyn. There's somebody like an Angel who also grew up in a suburban environment, but but Angel clearly is predominantly black, if that makes sense.
Well,
Mhm.
let me ask you this, Deval, before you finish your soliloquy.
Yeah,
Do you think because Angel is so unapologetic and because she can come across as very confident that they feel like she can shoulder more of the weight of being a being a superstar, and they feel like they need to protect Caitlyn because she comes across sometimes as being not so much of a as a she's more of an introvert than as compared to Angel. It makes them feel like Angel was she wears it so well that she was born for this, and Caitlyn doesn't wear it so well, and so we need to protect her. What do you think?
I think it's a big part of it. Kayla is like the woman next door, the girl
Mm-hmm.
next door, the innocent woman. Remember
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift with say the Kanye moment at the MTV Awards in
Right.
2005.
Right.
How Caucasian America is so protective of their own because they feel like Caucasian women are like saying so damsel in distress. If that's
Soft and demure.
Yeah, and
Mm.
so that's the word I want to use. So I can see that, and especially by Angel being apologetically African American, what I'm saying, the way she talks and acts and stuff like that. Remember, Cheryl Miller said out her own mouth that either Angel told us or we found out some way somehow. Cheryl Miller had told Angel at some point, "I'm starting to like you." So what
Mm-hmm.
that telling me? You
Mm-hmm.
already had a preconceived notion of what you thought this woman is because what you think African Americans are in general based on who you played with, based on who you talked to in social settings. And
Right.
so if you already have a stereotype, not a negative way, but just a natural conscience in your mind. If you already have a stereotype and then you meet somebody that don't fit the stereotype that you have in your head, it could really make you recalibrate how you feel about that individual. So I think that's the case with Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
If we good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with it. That just popped in my head when I was listening to her talk and listening to you talk. So you want to go to the next clip
Yeah,
or
no. I want to move past Cheryl.
that's what I'm
Not,
saying. The
yeah,
next
yeah,
one.
not, no. We don't gotta go to the next clip here. Not yet, not yet,
Oh, okay.
not
I'm
yet.
going to be honest because
Now
it
you make
makes
Cheryl,
me.
we don't want to hear you talk no more. We don't want to hear you
Yeah.
talk no
As
more,
soon as you
Cheryl.
start moving, she starts talking. But
We
go
don't want
ahead.
to hear you talk no more, Cheryl. Your time is over. Now I got to get to you, Candace.
Oh, you want to get the Candace?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Candace doing some hating. Nah, you don't gotta play it yet. But she
Okay, go
doing some
ahead.
hating. She doing some hating. Candace is doing some hating on Angel, and she been doing it for quite some time with the backhanded compliments
Mm,
and non-answer when it comes to Angel. And I'm gonna tell you why she been doing it for 3 reasons. Reason number 3, remember, she listens to the media too. She listens
mhm,
to other fans, and when it's the narrative out there that Angel only broke your records because of stat padding or because of circumstances or because of, let's just
mhm,
say, other teams helping her break your records, And Angel broke a couple of Candace Parker records. You don't think that make her feel some type of way? My record being broken, and people saying my record's only being broken because people are helping her breaking my record, and she ain't do it quote unquote naturally. Even though we know that's false. But when a narrative be put out there by the media and the Clark fans and other fans that are detractors of Angel, you don't think somebody like Candace Parker will buy into that?
I hope not, because she didn't play more hoops than a lot of us. So why would she believe anything like that?
Because, like I said, when somebody break your records, once your records get broken, that's more and more likely you get erased. And somebody don't want to be erased for no reason. So you'll want to believe in something to justify, hey, my records still are legitimate because, hey, they saying this girl did it not in a natural way. So that's number 3.
Well, before you go,
Mm-hmm.
can maybe let me give you an alternative.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because that person broke your record, your bar is raised even higher for that person because they broke your record. Continue.
Not really. Not with her. And I'm this when I'll get to number 2.
Okay.
This when because you get excited by playing this clip, but this is when I get the point number 2. It's one thing if somebody break your records and you think they're your peer. I don't think she think Angel's her peer. I think she think Angel is beneath her. I don't think she think Angel's on her level, or I don't think she think Angel will ever be on her level.
Oh yeah, that's clear.
So when you have that type of mentality, somebody breaking your record and you don't think they on your level, that tells me all I need to know about how you really think of that person. Now you can play this clip because this is where she's saying out her own mouth what she thinks is a generational talent and who she thinks is a generational talent.
Yeah, we completely agree there. It's clear that she don't think Angel is nowhere on her level or ever will get to her level. So let me make this bigger so y'all can see.
When you are a generational talent, and I say that in, Diana, Maya, myself, Brianna Stewart, Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson, you're gonna experience the physicality. Like, the scouting report is to stop you, and a lot of it is to be physical. Do you take a couple extra licks from people? Yeah. Like, was I the rookie coming in and got shot, different shots taken at me or hard fouls or, oh yeah, for sure. That's a part of the game. I think the problem is now it's a balancing act of society and the expectations of women versus what is necessary in sports. And for so long they were conflicting in that women in society were supposed to be strong but not too strong, where like your muscles, like I remember not wanting to go up and weight in college, power clinging, because I'm like, oh, my shoulders in the dress are looking kind of muscular. And now I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna bench. Like, who cares? You're gonna see my muscles. So I think it's a different generation of players that are willing to take on society's problems with women.
Okay. Duval.
Oh, my fault. I was on mute. I apologize, Lakeisha. I ain't mean to leave you hanging. Ain't nothing happened. But in the famous words of Murray Purvich, the lie detector said that you are a lie, Candace Parker. Because Angel Reese is a generational talent. And you did this interview a month ago, so shame on you, Candace. Angel Reese is a generational talent. How I know she is a generational talent? Pull out the ESPN article. Just pull it up real quick. See, I got to tell the audience the truth. Because we ain't finna allow these people to lie on my girl Angel Reese. We not finna do it. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because at the end of the day,
the day,
the
day
day got to end.
You're right.
How that go? But while we here, you see this list right here. You don't got to go through each and every person. They said top 10 rookies in WNBA history. You could go through it
The
real
10
quick.
best rookie season in WNBA history.
We don't gotta read we don't gotta read every line, every word. We just got Candace
One,
Parker, number 1. Okay, cool.
Candace Parker. Cool. I agree. 2, Tamika Catchings. 3, Caitlin Clark. 4, Maya Moore. 5, Asia Wilson. 6, Brianna Stewart. 7, Elena Deladon. 8, DT. 9, Tina Charles. And guess who's number 10? Angel Reese.
Now, what they say, all those players on there are generational talent. All those players don't get on a list like that if they don't have generational type talent. Like I said, so you are a lie, Candace Parker, because Angel Reese is a generational talent. Because how she become top 10 in WNBA history in a list of all players, and there have been thousands of WNBA players, and she made it in the top 10. Now, if Paige Becker, they redo this list this year, she might be number 11, and that's okay. Paige Becker, she doing her thing too. She's generational talent.
She's generational talent. Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no shame, Angel. You made 10 for a year. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they might put Tina Charles at 11. That's okay. And you might still stay at 10, and Paige Becker might be somewhere on this list. But either way, you cannot be not considered a generational talent if you're not a top 10 rookie in WNBA history. But you know what? You don't have to believe ESPN. ESPN be lying sometimes. You know, they say they left wing and you know say they be woke, you know what I'm saying? Like Clay Travis, he say ESPN be woke. So let's not believe ESPN. Let's go to the person that she respects the most. Pull her back up. Where my lady at?
Cheryl to the Miller.
Yeah, she did talk to that lady. Let's pull that lady back up.
You want to pull up old Cheryl to the Miller right here?
Yeah. Let's bring her back to the carpet.
Hold on. Let me see if I can navigate old Cheryl to the Miller because
right here.
Angel Reese, guys. I don't know how she does it. She doesn't jump out the gym. She's not like your 6'6", 6'5", which gives her a height advantage, a length advantage. So it has to be here. It has to be here because I've never seen someone offensively rebound better than her. Better than her. And she reminds me of that mentality of Dennis Rodman. Anything around the rim, loose around there, she gonna find a way. And they used to call, he has a nose for the ball. No, it's just something in them that every loose ball, they gonna find a way.
Cheryl Miller. She said she's the best to ever do it. You know what? She ain't the only one that said that. You know, Cheryl Sue said that too. And you also know Lisa Leslie said that. So that means she's generationally talented. If you're the best to ever do something in life, you are generationally talented. So unless one of y'all, including you, Candace Parker in your prime, can out-rebound Angel Reese, which you can't, and you know you can't, then that means she's generationally talented, because that means she could do something better than everybody that came before you, and most likely everybody that come after her. Now, we could try to find somebody that could do it better than her, but we're going to be waiting a while. So that means she's generationally talented. Which is leads to reason number 1. Bing. I'm going to tell you the real reason why Candace Parker's mad.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
Despite Candace Parker being GOAT status, despite her being in the GOAT conversation, despite whatever record she had, how many accolades she won, she never in her life ever had the fame and popularity as Angel Reese is currently. And that will bother her and some of those WNBA players that put her 12th as forwards on the All-Star ballot. It bothers the hell out of them that somebody that probably is considered the 15th best player in the league is more popular than everybody in the league except for one person. And she's the second most popular woman in the league and the third most popular woman in women's sports. And they can't handle that. You know how I know they can't handle that? Because let's go through Candace Parker's career, right? I found out about Candace Parker when she was in high school in Tennessee because she was the second woman in the not WNBA history, in women's history to ever dunk a basketball.
Right.
The first woman was Lisa Leslie. She was the second woman to do it. That's why she was well known to a lot of us sports fans. She got drafted, I want to say, in 2003. I might not be 100% accurate on that. It might be 2003 or 2001. Don't hold me and don't quote me to that. But she got drafted in the early 2000s. Let's just say that. She still ain't get the buzz like that. You know why? Because in 2004, who got drafted too? Diana Taurasi.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a more decorated college basketball player than her. She won 3 national championships at that time. And UConn was rolling.
Yeah, UConn was a powerhouse, and they were rolling.
Mm-hmm. So you had Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, like I said, Maya Moore. You had all these other people that probably got more attention and shine than she did in her playing career, which could bother somebody like a Candace Parker. In addition, Candace Parker in 2016 did not make the Olympic team. In her prime, she was in her prime. She won her championship that year, first championship.
And it was a horrible snub. Yeah.
She won her first championship that year, and she didn't even make the Olympic team. You don't think that bothers you?
Yeah.
Or you don't think that bothers her? You know what I'm saying? They were calling for Angel to make the Olympic team last year, and you know what I'm saying? And she played only half a season. You was in your prime, Candace Parker, and they snubbed you. Hell, people more remember you being on TNT than they do as a basketball player. That's how you had to make extra money. That's how you had to get name recognition and branding. You had to be on TNT and do that during your off season to try to, you know what I'm saying, drum up your interest when it comes to your playing career and who you are as a person. You don't think that bothers somebody like Candace Parker?
It would bother me because Candace Parker is cold.
Yes, she is.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine all those things you accomplish. And a woman you think is less than you, a woman you think that maybe her records shouldn't be broken by her because she's not the player that you think she should be, or you think that you are compared to her, but yet she's significantly more powerful and popular than any point in your playing career. That would bother the hell out of me too. And you know how I know that? Because at the end of the day, when you talk about Candace Parker, she was playing around the same time as Serena Williams. She would never at any point had the popularity of a Serena Williams. Not at one time, not at any point in her career. Serena Williams probably more popular now than she ever was at any point in her playing career. And Angel Reese is just as popular as Serena Williams, and there's no argument. She is just as popular as Simone Biles, who is the GOAT of gymnastics. Mm-hmm. There's no argument. She is just as popular as Caitlin Clark, and she is the face of WNBA basketball. There's no argument. You don't think that'll bother somebody like a Candace Parker, who is a well-decorated Hall of Fame GOAT conversation player, and she never been as popular as the woman that y'all make her talk about? They don't make Angel Reese talk about Candace Parker, but they make Candace Parker talk about Angel Reese. Mm-hmm. You don't think that bother the hell out of you? See, they can understand they have to talk about Caitlin Clark because, again, she plays a certain style. Caucasian America, she's 62. Caucasian America is 62% Caucasian in the United States of America. I'm sorry if I messed that up, but United States is 62% Caucasian. She plays a certain style, so we get why you might have to talk about Caitlin. Mm-hmm. She has a corporate base. She has a society base that's behind her mainly. Mm-hmm. We know the game.
Yeah, we do.
Me, you, African Americans, we know the game. We know what time it is.
And we understand it.
Yes, we were brought up knowing, hey, this is how it is. We just have to accept it.
And we always talk about majority rules. If that's what the majority wants to see and hear about, that's what media companies, that's what they're gonna get behind to make money.
Of course. And so so we know what the game is. Mm-hmm. So she's not offended by Caitlin Clark. Because she know what time it is. Because she's not, she don't stick her head in the sand and act like she don't know what's going on. Right. She ain't slow. But imagine though, African American woman, she's up there too. She surpassed me. She surpassed Asia Wilson. She surpassed Nafisa Collier. She surpassed Sabrina Nescu. All those players that well more accomplished than she is.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Man, they'll ball the hell out of me. That's why she keeps slick talking and slighting her every chance she got. She slighted her on when they were playing her on Rival. Every pregame show, she'll slight her. And like I said, and us as Angel fans, Chicago Sky fans too, because I don't want to act like we just fans of her and not fans of the team.
We are fans of the Sky. Yeah.
Yeah, we fans of the Sky and her. You know what I'm saying? So let's make that clear. I'm an Angel fan, but I love the Sky as well.
Mm-hmm.
We peep game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't just too sensitive, and all of a sudden we just realize, okay, you know what I'm saying? Candace Parker really ain't feeling Angel like that. We been peeped it. We been clock T, how y'all women say it.
We've talked about it. We just ain't gonna rip her to shreds because she's a goat in her own right. But we didn't peeped it. We like Angel say, we've been clocking it.
Yeah, we clocked the T. We clocked it. We been clocked it.
Yeah.
We now you just, you know what I'm saying, your fame showing. You, like I said, like Angel said when they had the opening ceremony for the practice facility, cut the grass and snack with show. We see what time it is. That's why I say with Cheryl Miller, I don't think it's a hating thing. I think it's more of a overprotector of the Caucasian woman because she come into a league that's African American and there's the narratives out there, and then it don't help that Cheryl Swoop kept slighting her and stuff like that.
Right.
So she feeling like this little Caucasian woman that's middle America, that's, you know, girl that's though that was me, feel like she's all alone. Somebody got to put her arms around her. You see, so
Cheryl Miller also understands the pressure of being
the golden child.
The golden child.
Yes. So it's Candace Parker. So it's Candace Parker. So let's be fair to that.
Yes.
So I get Cheryl Miller part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna put that with Candace Parker. Nah, that's some hating over there. That's why I had to separate the two. There's some hating with Candace based on the reasons that I listed. With Cheryl, I get it, being overprotective. Like I said again, based on where she lived at, where she grew up at. You know what I'm saying? She grew up around a lot more Caucasian people, so she had more of affinity for them because that's come with relatability because of the proximity of your living experience. So I don't think it's more hating with Cheryl, but I do think it's more hating with Candace Parker. And Candace, you should be better than that because that woman looks up to you. I don't care how much a better player you think you are, Angel Reese. Angel Reese is a historically great player. She's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. And like I said, at the end of the day, you should show her the same respect like you show Tina Charles, Diana Taurasi, Della Dawn, you know, say Tamika Catchings, and any other great player that came before her. Because at the end of the day, she's doing something that's historically great too. Because if she wasn't doing something that's historically great, why the hell she keep breaking your records? So somebody breaking them.
But hold on, Duval. Here's the difference. Angel is all right. Candace Parker is doing what I call a little light hating, a little light digging. Because hate is such a strong word. But the one thing she knows, and the reason why she can do it is because she knows Angel is strong enough to make her eat her words. And Angel, all we gonna tell you is when you go on that side, stay on that side.
We don't carry no refunds.
Right.
We don't carry no refunds.
Angel is determined. I think she probably gonna use this because I seen how she ran over there and gave her. She gonna use this as fuel for her fire. Yeah. Angel gonna be okay. Everybody, I think that's the problem with Caitlyn. Everybody, Angel, you benefit from people not just bending to the ring. You want me to show you? I'll show you.
See, Caitlyn, they caught her. And see, that's where the Cheryl Miller come in at. They caught her Caitlyn because of the way she come across.
Sometimes we as mothers, we do too much of that, Oh, it's gonna be okay. All that. Angel don't mind getting, well, we done said this how many times? She don't mind getting out the mud and making you eat your words. Matter of fact, that's when she plays her best ball. So y'all keep doing the little light hating. And the reason why I call it light hating is because she's not coming out specifically just tearing her down or nothing like that. She just don't, and it might be her own bias. You know what I'm saying? She just don't believe at this time. I'm talking about Candace Parker that she is a generational player, and that's okay. But when but when it's been, when you do figure it out, Candace Parker, I need you to come to the front of the room and tell us all the ways you have been wrong. That's all. You're gonna have to end up eating them words. But I think what she's doing is, that's why she's not really speaking on it, because let me tell you, if she felt wholeheartedly that she wouldn't even nowhere near it, she would just say it outright. That's why she kind of just leaving stuff out, like, well,
open-ended.
Yeah, open-ended. Let's just see if it ends up that way at the end of it between Caitlyn and Angel. That's just, Angel is this, but she never really flat out came out and said no. She just like another other player. And I don't even see what people are talking. She ain't never said that now.
It's like she thinks Angel's overrated. But like I said, you cannot say that a woman is not generationally talented if you're the best to ever do something. If you're the best to steal the ball from a person, you're generational talent. If you're the best at shooting threes, you're a generational talent. If you're the best at layups or whatever it calls for you to be great at, you are a generationally talented. Because that means other people tried it, other people failed. And that means the bar gonna be so high for the people behind you that it's gonna be hard for them to reach it. And so again, stop hating, Candace Parker. And I ain't saying you're doing no light hating. I'm thinking you're throwing a little salt in the wound.
I feel a little light.
You throwing a little salt in the wound.
Well, hold on. See, I'm a woman, and you know, women sometimes don't show their fangs completely. They just stand over there with their little teacups and say, mm-hmm. So that's why I say, that's why I say, we've all met that person that, you know, we've all met that person where somebody tells you about that other person. You like, that person ain't as much, all this glazing this person saying about this person. I don't believe none of that. So she might be she probably still in shock right now that the person, because I mean, Cheryl Swoops did the same thing. It's not like she's the only one to do. People misjudge Angel's game. You see what I'm saying? Because even Cheryl Swoops, before she came into the W, was like, yeah, I don't even know. You know what Cheryl Swoops said?
I think the difference with Cheryl Swoops was, I don't think Cheryl Swoops was saying out of maliciousness.
Oh no, but she was just saying that she. I don't think it's gonna translate. I don't think it's gonna translate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, so a lot of people have misjudged Angel's game, and a lot of people have had to eat crow along this journey that we've been on with her Duvall. Yeah. You know, so a lot of people don't know what they're looking at. They don't. You know. They underestimate. Even though she said this in this quote, like she said, she's ripping the sport open and tearing back the layers. Basketball is about work, effort, and energy, and Angel always brings all three.
But she never said it publicly.
So, which one is it, Candace?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
and you need to stop doing this, Candace. Stop walking in the room, hold your nose when they mention Angel name, like the room stink. The room don't stink. We got potpourri in there. I promise you that. We got potpourri, and we got incense, and we got them what you call them, the wick candles and wick plugins. We got all that in the room. So the room smell good. Stop holding your nose like the room stink when you mention Angel's name.
She goes on to say her tenacity and confidence on the court make her such an exciting player to watch. It's incredible to see her stand in her power and make such a big impact on women's basketball, especially this early in her career.
That sounds like a generational talent to me.
But you don't label as such. So maybe, look, Candace, my hands are up. We're going to be looking at you out the side eye.
Both of them.
Right. but you are still one of the greatest players to ever play this game.
Yes.
That doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you
Yes.
every time you open your mouth.
And I'm
Ne-
sorry. Go ahead.
Neither you or Cheryl Miller,
Yes.
but
And I'm
I revere y'all. But go ahead.
both of you. I revere
Mm-hmm.
both of you women. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Candace Parker, that you had to get on TNT for people to recognize who you are. And they had to recognize and revisit your career because your career wasn't as celebrated as it should have been along the way. Social
Yes,
media was out back then.
it
And,
wasn't.
and at the end of the day, women's basketball, people didn't care about it like that. Because they cared about it when Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie them was playing.
It was. It was very popular back then. That's why I tell some of these people that be talking in the comments, you don't understand when Cheryl Swoops was out there doing her thing and Lisa Lesson and all them, the sport was very popular.
Yes, they was on Martin and everything. They were household names.
And
And
then it went in the toilet. And now it's making a comeback.
yes, and so I'm sorry, Candace Parker, that your career wasn't as recognized like it should have been.
It should have been.
But that's the Braves. So, but don't take it out on that young lady because, like I said, she's getting all that recognition. She made herself a self-made superstar, and she did it not only with her play, but with her personality and with everything else that she put her hands on. Just like people that ain't know this. I'm gonna tell you how famous Angel Reese is. Did you ever know that Asia and Fee had a podcast before?
No.
Yeah, they had a podcast before, and yet we never heard about it.
No, I've never heard about it.
But Angel had a top 10 sports podcast in the country. She
You
had
know,
30 videos and 24 with 100 views or more, 100,000 views or more.
yeah, I never know. And I would say this too, Candace Parker. Angel looks up to you.
And that's the sad part. And I'm saying it's sad because when somebody looks up to you like that, you should have that same embrace and love and care as the person that reveres who you are as a person. Like I said, that's why somebody like Lisa Les is my favorite player now because
Mhm.
I see how she embraces Angel. I see how she loves that young woman like she's her own daughter, and she goes out her way to visit her on away games, home games, and she talked to her before the game and she talked to her after the game. That's what Legends does. Legends supposed to push the game forward with their wisdom, with their love, with their embrace, with they with their knowledge, and most importantly, with their platforms. But instead, it seems like y'all want to
Yeah, because I don't think Angel wants you to call her a generational talent.
no,
I think what Angel wants you to do is to help her grow her game and to have that connection
yes,
to the greats because she is aspiring to be great.
yes, and that's true. Just like
Mm-hmm.
and this is where another thing that Candace Parker did, and we peeped at the moment, but
Mm.
when she broke her double streak, if you notice, Candace Parker ain't saying out of congratulations,
No,
not one.
I don't remember if she did. I missed it.
I don't remember, and I don't think she did. And this is what I'm talking about. Candace, you got to be better than this. I'm sorry that you got snubbed from the Olympic team in 2016. Gino Oriema was on one. That's on him.
He
They ain't,
was.
they ain't no angel. That's on him.
He was on one.
He was on one. Because you know what I'm saying? You were one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league at that time.
She was.
But y'all legends got to start embracing the young people that come after you. Because these people look up to you. Because you don't want those players that look up to you to embrace the people that look up to them. Because we're going to hold that same standard to Angel when Angel is 15 years in the game and she just retired and is an Angel-esque type of player that comes up. We're going to want Angel to put her arms around that young woman and
Yes.
let her know that, hey, we are here, we are one, we are a family, and you are loved. And it seems like you don't have no love in the air for Angel at this moment of time. And like I said, at the end of the day, you got to do better, Candace. Stop with the non-answers. Because you did the same thing that Cheryl on Swoop did when Kayla Clark won Rookie of the Month last year, and she's on the Dallas Wing broadcast and lost her job. Why lose the opportunity for not embracing somebody that came after you that looks up to you? And so it's just like Cheryl Miller, I get it, what you're doing, but Candace Parker, you got to be better because we need you.
We do. We definitely do. This been a great look. This been a great topic, Duval. I like rolling. Hey, I look, hell, I look up to Candace Parker and Cheryl Miller. That's why when they talk, we listen. And they have to understand the power of their voice and use it accordingly to also continue to uplift the sport that they say they love.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say this before we go, chat and whoever else watch these videos, do not hold against us our grammar errors and our mispronunciations. We did this live. We did this off the cuff. We don't got no teleprompters. We don't got no team behind us. It's just us. So allow us to be flawed and allow us to be great. But just accept the message. Don't judge us off the grammar and the mispunctuality because we're not perfect.
No.
Thank you.
And please look, hit the like button on this video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Anytime you see Duval out there in them Twitter streets, please add him so he can hear from y'all. Hey y'all, we about to get up out of here. Candace, and Cheryl Miller. We love the greats. But we got to talk about when they say something because they are giants in this game and what they say matters. So we out of here, Duval. Anything else you need to say?
Peace and hell grease. Something like that. Love, peace, and hell grease.
Love, peace, and hair grease. All right. Thank y'all.